Welcome, our Kodiaks. It's Mike and Krista back again. Okay, so this video is going to be everything up to episode 9 in season 2, but this is a video for all of my comments, all of the subscribers, you guys. I'm going to talk about things that you asked and said in the comments on the last video, and I want to talk about loose ends, theories, and predictions for the last episode, which is coming up. So this video, okay, so the viewer named Marty Bowles, he asked that he wants to know about my husband's predictions. So Mike, for the killer right now, who do you think it's going to end up being?
Well, thank you, Marty. Who's the killer?
Yeah, what's your prediction right now?
It's down to 3.
Okay.
It's down to 3.
Okay.
And it'll just cut to the chase.
Okay.
It's everyone's name. It is down to Alice.
Okay. Describe the person.
Okay.
He's not great with names.
The maniac.
Marv.
Okay. Alice, Marv, and Catman. The Howard.
Catman. So we have nicknames for everybody. So Catman is Howard. Okay, so for next season, what do you predict? Who will die next?
I don't know.
It's always someone that lives in the building, right?
Well, we don't know that. What if they end up going to Chickasha?
No.
That'd be a fun field trip. Only murderers at Chickasha.
But see, the podcast is for murders that happen in the building, right?
Well, maybe it's the same property management company out there.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so you don't have any predictions?
I don't know predictions.
A lot of the online comments think that Teddy will be the next person to die. And people think that either Will finds out he's the dad and he kills him, Theo kills him, like they have a fight or something, or because he did all those dirty dealings, like
this is a comedy show.
Mafia. I know, but it is, but it's still cool. There's a lot. So basically, he's got enemies because he was doing all the grave robbery, undercover, shady stuff too. So that's like the prediction online for next season, because somebody's always has to die for it to be.
Poppy White might be the killer next season.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to ask you about that later.
She could be the killer this season too, but
okay,
it's not my top 3.
So that is something that you guys said in the comments, the viewers of these awesome videos. Let me mention too, my niece
Charlie,
who's like a genius editor. She's going to edit this video for us and help us. She's 12, but she is so good. So, like, if you think that she did an awesome job, like, just tell me in the comments, like, that you could tell that it was slightly edited and that it looked good. One of the things she's going to edit in this video is a clip that Michael found on YouTube.
I'm a big fan of mystery.
Scooby-Doo.
The best place to find a book is in the library.
Right, come on. Well, this is the book called The Old Bell. And look, in the second passage, the word catacombs is underlined in red.
And if my knowledge of history is correct, we should find catacombs in the basement.
It pertains to the show, and I wonder if they were inspired by Scooby-Doo on this season. So
Same writer.
No. So I'm going to have Ariani insert that little clip here.
Starlight.
Yep. And then we'll come back. All right. So, do you think Marv is the 6th Avenue killer?
I'm going to say maybe. You know what my prediction is?
I have no idea.
Howard.
You think he's the killer? But see, remember he fainted. Okay, let's talk about this. He fainted when Steve Martin's nose bled. He seems like he's kind of like can't handle violence or blood, like he gets uncomfortable. Remember they were fighting in the elevator? But you said that he was acting, because you can't act like you don't, if you're the killer, you have to.
Steve Martin said at one point, he said, it looked like he was faking it. It looks like he was acting.
Acting, yeah.
And, yeah.
Okay. So, Marv, we're not sure about the 6th Avenue story. Do you think Lucy, the Steve Martin's daughter, has something to do with the painting or the murder? Or do you think she put that note on Jan's door, like, I'm watching you?
I think
Because we've talked about that.
I've always thought it was Lucy say, hey, I got my eyes on you.
Because she's been there for a few weeks, we determined, like at least 2 to 3 weeks before the murder
Yes.
happened.
And
she knew about the secret passages.
Yes, if you go back and look at some of the past things, like we're nerds, so we've seen the show 1,000 times.
Too much.
There was a clip where she sent a photo to Steve Martin saying something about runaway bride or something, and it was she was wearing a bridesmaid dress and combat boots. You know, unless it was a military wedding, which probably wasn't.
I think she was just trying to rebel against wearing the dress by wearing boots.
And then it came out that she never went to the wedding.
Yeah.
She was hiding out in the
catacombs.
Catacombs. I had trouble with that word yesterday because I wanted to put an A in front of catacombs. It's just catacombs.
Well, catacombs are just like passages, right? Or sometimes underground. Okay, so let's talk about our viewer comments real quick. So Tom Fairley, I'm sorry if I butcher you guys' names. I still think you're amazing, and there's no shade. He said, can't believe killer might be Cinda. What's your thoughts?
It could be. She's
not
on my
list. She
list.
could mastermind, yeah. Why do you think that she was asking about the painting?
Cinda is not the killer.
No,
and this is why.
Okay.
She was outside the hotel, the apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
When Bunny was stabbed, she was outside doing her podcast.
Yeah. You think she was just doing our podcast, or there was a reason she was there?
Unless she ran out there real quick to the secret elevator, put on her camera and everything else. No, she didn't have time to do it.
People think that her and Poppy were there because they set up Mabel and they were wanting to get all the action as it happened when they came out because she got arrested. Because from the start, she was trying to set up Mabel is the theory for this. But you're right, they could have just been filming in their podcast and happened to be there talking about the last mystery or whatever.
I guess they had time. It only takes 3 minutes to leave a building.
Probably, or less. Okay, Maximus Draco, said, what if the killer or art thief is Poppy? So we kind of talked about that a little bit, but what's your thoughts about Poppy right now? Since episode 9.
Well, there's that one scene.
That's shocking.
And you pointed out what was Poppy carrying when she was in Bunny's apartment.
Let's talk about that.
And she's just grabbing things. So it's like, I'm going to take this for evidence, and we're going to use it in the show.
So what we're talking about is the scene where Krebs gathered Cindy, Canny, and Poppy, and then our trio, the Only Murders in the Building podcast, to Bunny's apartment. And me and Mike are like, okay, wait. Couldn't you just call him on the phone and say, stop doing the podcast? You guys, we're getting all these tips that are just like, it's causing problems with our investigation. Or couldn't you just like visit them at their apartment? Hey, I stopped by. We're still investigating this. You guys need to stop. Instead, he's like, no, let's all meet at Bunny's apartment where the murder happened. But then was Cinda planting evidence there? Was Cinda taking evidence or taking things from the apartment? Because what was Poppy carrying out? And then Krebs said, I have to use the bathroom. What was he doing in the bathroom? Was he doing something in a secret passageway? Like, what's your thoughts?
Again, this came to me as you were speaking.
Yeah.
We found out later that they were in cahoots, Cinda and Krebs.
Yes.
So maybe that was just an excuse to get Cinda to take a look around Bunny's apartment.
Yeah, but they acted like they didn't know each other.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I would try to protect my reputation if I were you.
So I don't know who let him in. Was it the Ursula?
Probably the doorman.
Okay.
He said, like, we already determined that if he knows you'll just walk in. Okay, so then 5 Cloud Walker said, who texted Charles to get out of the building? Did Krebs kill Bunny? Did Teddy really know he was the father? Now let's just take those one at a time. I know that's a lot. Who texted Charles to get out of the building?
I thought it was Lucy.
I was thinking that too, because she heard the murder, right?
Well, yeah.
It's still unclear, though, but that's what our theory was. Lucy, he didn't know she was in the building yet, but she was there and she was worried about him, is what we thought. And she didn't text Mabel. She wouldn't have Mabel's number, right? She didn't know Mabel.
But she said, get out of the building. It was a group text.
I thought it was just to Charles. I thought he said...
No, it was also to...
I did not catch that Martin Short got a
Martin
text.
Short got it too. They both looked at their phones at the same time.
All right. So, but how would Lucy have his number?
Unless,
Because she didn't know either of them yet.
Well, maybe she just got it out of his phone.
Oh, like in Charles's phone?
Yeah, I mean, you set it down. She went into...
Maybe.
After making a sandwich. I'm sure she got hungry.
I was thinking that too. She probably came in and out of his apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, did Krebs kill Bunny is the second thing that Five Cloud Walker
I don't think
asked.
Krebs did.
Okay.
First of all, he said he didn't do it.
I don't think he's a killer, but I think he really will do anything Cinda said, and she's trying to frame Bunny, so he's doing a lot of stuff like moving evidence or trying to make it look like there's more than one person, or he did something, we just don't know what. But I don't think he necessarily killed anybody. Or maybe he did by accident.
Tina Fey's a smoke show. What's he doing
right?
with Krebs anyway?
She's too good for him, right?
Using him.
I know. Smart and beautiful. And I love how she's so evil in this season because we know her as a comedian who's just silly. So this is great. I can see Russia from my house. Okay, lastly, from Five Cloud Walker, did Teddy really know he was the father? Do you think he knew all these years since he had sex with Martin Short's ex-wife?
There's a good chance because why else would he fund everything?
Yes,
to take care of his son that wasn't his son.
It's still unclear, their friendship. Okay, so we figured out from this season they've been friends since the 1970s when they were doing theater together. But way before they got married to either of their wives and had children. So I thought it was more of a loyalty thing before this came out. Mm-hmm. Now, is it guilt money because he feels so bad? He wants to support his son. So that's kind of our theory, but we don't know. Okay, leopardess. I mean, I'm going to butcher all these. I'm so sorry about your screen names. So she said, totally blown away Poppy was Becky. What is your theory about, what happened in that situation?
The first clue?
Yeah.
What was in Bo's mouth?
Oh,
Becky's
panties. That's funny.
I thought it was awesome. Was mind blowing.
It was a twist, right? So I guess I'm asking, what were the circumstances of how she became Poppy? Do you think she was missing and then Cinda, with her detective work, found her and convinced her, oh, we'll just pretend you're dead? Or what do you think happened?
I think she was trying to get away from a horrible person that she had to disappear to save her life. So I asked her before, do you think Cinda Canning at all could be a nice person? And you said absolutely not.
No.
And I said, well, if someone is going to die, why don't you take a Poppy White by the hand and give her a job just to save her life? It was like, hey, I could use someone like you anyway.
I need an assistant. My podcast is growing. Yeah. This could be a great story. Maybe. I hope all this all comes out, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. So, I don't know if Poppy's a killer, but I think she's smarter than we think, and she might have more to do with these crimes than we think, maybe. And we know she researches the heck out of everything. Maybe she found Alice and knew she could, replicate this painting. Who knows? I don't know. Okay, so Amy Franklin says she agrees with us that there's two separate crimes. Cinda is trying to shut down the podcast and make them look like murders. Do you believe that she's trying to frame at least Mabel, if not the three of them, for the murder?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's possible. It's possible she just wants a good story.
Yeah, so she's at least trying to make the story more sensational, which she admitted.
And she's done it before in the past.
What did she say? Tantalizing or something? I forget what she said. Okay, and then lastly, she believes Marv killed Bunny. What do you think?
Marv?
Yeah.
His motive is he didn't get paid to remove mold?
Mold removal. Well, she's rude to him all the time.
Yeah.
We've seen her yell at him a couple times, did you have a permit to sell that here? What are you doing here? I can see her when she opens the door saying, what the are you doing here? Because she knows Marv, obviously.
It's someone she knew.
It's definitely someone she knew.
So it wouldn't be Cinda Canning.
So I'm thinking the killer wouldn't be Cinda Canning, or it wouldn't be Krebs.
Or Poppy.
They wouldn't know them. Oh, yeah, or Poppy. Unless Poppy or Cinda came to her before and asked about the painting. She might know them.
So it's someone she knew.
Yeah.
Which could be Howard.
It could be Howard. So Mike really is getting the strong feeling Howard's involved.
Remember the black guy?
The black eye. Yes. What's up with the black eye, people?
Black eye.
Yeah.
You don't break your glasses when you get hit in the eye? Maybe because you're wearing a ski mask and it really doesn't fit very well.
Yeah.
So you take the glasses thinking you can see in the dark without your prescription glasses and fight off an old lady. And you can't.
She's stronger than you think. See, I feel like there's a reason they show different things as clues, but we don't always understand their clues. I think that morning when she's working out with the weights is showing that she can like defend herself. She's strong. She's trying to stay in shape even though she's older. I think there's a reason they showed us that. She probably gave the attacker a really good...
The boyfriend.
You know.
I still think he might be an FBI
Jonathan.
agent.
Yeah. So that I have that on this page.
Am I jumping the gun?
Yeah.
All right.
It's cool.
I'll let the host do.
I like that we're having a good combo. Okay, so Dan2584 says, now I know why Krebs called everyone to Bunny's apartment, and Mike's theory about the bathroom is what I want to talk about. So we talked about this a little bit, but just in case. Mike thinks that Krebs called everyone to Bunny's apartment so he had like an excuse to be there and either plant evidence or take evidence, because we see in this last episode that he and all the investigations he does messes with the evidence.
Yes.
He tampers with it. So he needed an excuse to be at Bunny's apartment, and then we see Poppy taking things out of the apartment. If he just called them to talk real quick to meet, what are they bringing with them and taking with them?
Yeah, why do you have to do that at Bunny's house? You could do that at the front door.
Anywhere. The Pickle Diner. You could meet anywhere. Or just call. I don't know. Okay, so Queen Bee, who's been like an OG fan since I started this, and she always comments. Did Cinda approach Bunny about the painting? Was her first question.
I don't know. Why would she? It was
it's
brought
worth
up in
a lot of money.
Brought up in the other podcast.
I was wondering that too. So like Bunny, like the painting's worth millions of dollars, and then another podcast, an interesting topic would be Rose Cooper. She supposedly disappeared. She painted these beautiful paintings and then vanished, right? That's the story. Like, or mysteriously died or was claimed to be dead, but nobody really knew. I wonder if that's involved somehow. The mystery of the painting.
Speaking of painting.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if it was a continuity error or not.
Yeah.
But there was a number on the back.
Yeah.
56.
1956.
There was also passage 14.
Yeah.
There was also a number on the fake. That was, 36 or something?
I thought it said 36 in that episode.
36.
But maybe it was so fast.
Is there another painting?
Maybe. Maybe there was more than one replica. That's true, too.
Or
you never know. Because
error.
Bunny could have gotten, like I said in my last video, Bunny could have gotten a replica made to protect the original painting that she hid because she knew people wanted it. They kept calling her and asking questions. And Rose Cooper, the whole mystery, she knew it was like a valuable painting. Or the killer or someone else could have made another replica. You're right. We don't know. Everything's not clear yet.
And this might not come out on the last episode. They might
drag it out.
Drag it out for the third episode.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Third season.
My thing is they're either going to kill someone new for next season that we have to solve, or it's going to bleed. This mystery is going to bleed into next season. They're going to leave us on a cliffhanger.
They can't do that.
I hate that.
No, they can't do that.
Okay.
We're polite. We watched them one at a time.
Yeah, we did. So Cinda Canny, did she ask Rose Cooper about the painting? Remember Rose Cooper said some pushy woman with glasses and brown hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that her or was that Poppy? Or Uma? She's pushy too.
I'd almost have to go back and see because at that moment it was a segue back to dang it. To a couple other people, and they said Cinda Canning. And then, Cinda Canning. Was that to trick us? Or was that to underline the fact that it was Cinda Canning?
Yes, that's the thing with this show. Are they trying to throw us off, or are they trying to lead us? You never know. It could go either way. Okay, Marty Bowles, the one who asked for your theories and your predictions, which, Marty, he said, Alice is the killer. Teddy will die in the next season. And he's asking who is buying the stolen jewelry. So like the grave robbing, the mafia business, the underground business he had running. What do you think? Who is the kingpin, or who's buying the items?
Let's start with that last question.
Yeah.
Is Bunny selling fake paintings to the same person that's buying jewelry?
Oh yeah. Mike thinks like somehow this is all related.
Yeah. After all, you remember she would go in and steal people's mail.
Yes, I have that over here. I'm going to bring up. So is her stealing packages involved with why she got killed? Because she might have found something that she shouldn't have opened.
Maybe.
Or pissed off the wrong person.
But we only got one episode left,
So who do you think's buying the stolen jewelry? Marty's asking.
I don't know, Marty.
I don't either.
What is the other two questions?
No, he just said that the killer's Alice and Teddy's gonna die next. Alice is the girlfriend.
The girlfriend, not okay.
Yeah.
It could be. That was on my top 3 as well.
Yep. So I made a little list here. Reasons people hate Bunny. Number 1, she was a dictator. All those in favor of evicting all 3 members of Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, yeah.
Just yelling, being rude. Okay, had a lot of rules, like Section 3.2, blah, blah, blah. Okay, was rude to everybody. And that doorman's so nice. Lester, and she's mean. I'm sorry. Okay, stealing packages, and she was nosy as hell. So I think it's like up for grabs. Anybody in the building she could have offended, pissed off, stolen their package, something.
Yeah.
So there's lots of, I'm saying in this season, there's lots of reasons somebody might kill her if they just had like way too much of this.
Remember the excessive amount of money that she had?
Yes, that's still, okay, so we thought at that time that she sold her painting, right? Isn't that what we thought?
Yeah,
she got that big wad of cash.
We thought she sold the original.
But in New York City, like, okay, so we looked up the actual building. I didn't tell you guys this. It's like $8,000 to $10,000 just for the building fees.
A month?
Yeah, so you have to pay like the building fee and then like an association fee, like a member fee or something to live in. It's a real building in New York it's got like the Bowls or something. It starts with a B. The outside scenes of the show are shot there, but then the actual, like, in the apartments, those are sets that they go to.
I'll take the magic out, why don't you?
Well, I'm sorry. Okay, you can edit that out, Aaron.
Charlie.
If it's offensive. But, so, we looked up, so for, like, just a regular apartment, not like a penthouse or a larger apartment, it's, like, at least $10,000 a month. Just before utilities, taxes.
Wow.
Yeah, so you have to have money. So the fact that a single older woman who's not working would have so much money on her makes me wonder. It's not really explained.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are my questions for you. I want you to talk about the FBI theory. And the reason I do is because I feel like in this show, they made it a point to like show Howard meeting this guy who we've never really talked about, except somebody said that there was somebody subletting an apartment. Like, they mentioned it once. So they mentioned him a couple times. Then he was like a big part of that episode with the singing and everything. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's by accident. He must be somehow involved, either in police work or in the crime. What do you think?
Speaking of singing.
Jonathan. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of singing.
Yeah.
They were talking to, Howard and Demas were talking.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, please just let me have my son. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't his son.
Yeah.
But if you listen real close, you can hear somebody singing in the background.
Oh, when he's talking. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it was Howard. If it was Howard, he always said he only sings when he's by himself.
When he's by himself.
When he's not by himself, sorry.
Oh, yeah, in a trio. Or
so if it was Howard singing in the background,
mm-hmm.
he's lying.
Because he was by himself.
But it did sound like...
It might not have been him.
What was his name? John or something?
Jonathan.
Mm-hmm. If it was Jonathan, that would underscore that maybe he's not working for the FBI. Maybe he does work on Broadway.
Yeah.
Because maybe he's singing the Lion King song.
Yeah, so I found out in my research, Jonathan in real life was in the Lion King as a chorus boy in New York in 2011, and now he's been acting more, but he is actually a singer and he was on Broadway. So they've worked like his real story into the story.
That's awesome.
Cool, right? So yeah, my question was, do you think he's involved because they keep showing him now, or they made him like a big deal?
I think it's going to...
It's like, why would they if he's not involved?
Yeah, why would you bring a new character in if he doesn't come in and do something at the very end?
Especially for like that much of an episode.
Yeah.
So I see like your theory of like, why would he be here then? Why would it be important? Okay, why is Cinda so nasty to Poppy?
because she's a power-hungry control freak.
Yeah, but if Poppy does all her dirty work for her and researches all the stuff for her shows that are successful and does all of this like work for her, you know, why does she should be like careful, because she could lose a really good...
That I don't know.
You know, she's making her successful. She's taking all the credit for stuff Poppy's doing.
I think when people
it's irritating.
get successful they turn into jerks.
She helped her win the award for that podcast that she lied about her own death in. So, like, I don't know. Like, there's something we're missing about that. Some people online think that Cindy Canning is Poppy's mom. Because Tina Fey, I believe, is in her 50s in real life. And Poppy, I believe, is, like, in her early 30s. So, like, 20 years apart. You could be her mom.
Well, that's a stretch. There's no...
I know. Everything online is, like, a theory, though. And it might not be like that. But I just wanted to tell you.
Here's a stretch.
Yeah.
What if there's another killer? Fifth Avenue, what was it called?
Sixth Avenue
Killer.
Yeah.
And then Howard.
Yeah.
Maybe Howard's not the Sixth Avenue Killer.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. Or Tuesday.
Yeah. So we hit a lot of the rest of these points. I'm just looking. Okay, was Alice involved in the murder or just the painting? This, like, since you've seen up to season 9 now, what's your opinion?
You know, that one murderer had a girlish figure.
Everybody's saying that online. The one that ran into Mabel's bedroom with the knife, people are saying she looked like more, or the killer looked more feminine, quote unquote, and like slimmer. And, you know, Cara Delevingne's a model and she's pretty slim. So, yeah. Okay. And then lastly, why did Crab/Glitter Guy attack Mabel on the subway? What is your theory about that?
Mabel blew his cover. Maybe he wasn't out to kill her, but to rough her up.
You think he was just trying to scare her to like stop looking into things?
Maybe.
Because, you know, she could uncover who he is. Okay. So just kind of like to scare her, not really kill her. But like, I thought it was a stupid move because he's in a public place, like with lots of witnesses.
Well, cops are like that though, right?
Yeah, he is kind of like,
Jerk cops,
the way they're
anyway.
making his character
Not
out
all
to be
cops.
is that he's angry. He doesn't like that Mabel's questioning him at all or looking into it. He's like irritated by that, but then also he can snap. Like it looks like he has like an anger issue.
Yeah.
Like he likes to hit. He likes to like...
Doesn't think about...
Yeah, he says stuff and doesn't think, he just reacts. So that's how they're making his character out to be. So, okay, anything else you want to add before we're done?
No, we just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, he's so dumb. He like admitted he got rid of the matchbook. He's like, yeah, I got rid of that. I'm like, stupid.
Said it wasn't blood.
Yeah.
Ketchup or paint?
Paint. I'm thinking that too. I don't know. All right, so...
Paint.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Alice's matchbook.
Well, he knows something, obviously, right? He knows it's not blood. He knows what it is.
And he's working for Cinda, so he's doing undercover work.
Undercover dirty work, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, anything else?
No.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you. I'm like serious. You guys' comments are so thought-provoking. We talk about them. We read them together. These videos have been a great experience. I want to do another series. We're also going to be start watching Cobra Kai. The Handmaid's Tale is coming back, and I feel like there's one other show coming back that I might do some videos on. But let me know what shows you guys like to watch, and we'll watch them. I also watch Big Brother. So
one more thing, there is a show.
Yeah.
I just saw the previews.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at it. If it's worth mentioning, we'll mention it later in another video. It was
the Gilded Age.
No,
Yeah.
That too maybe, but it was called Okay, It's Not Okay. It's on Hulu.
Oh, yeah.
What's that one about?
We're going to find out because all is not okay in Oklahoma. We know that.
But I think this one takes place in Paris.
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
Let's check that out. Oh, I also watched The Flight Attendant on HBO. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, and we appreciate you so much. Thanks, Arconiacs.